Yep.
So we are super excited to be here with you virtually. You know, we're very used to going live. We really, really like it. But there's been a lot of information, a lot of videos that have been coming out lately.
Yeah.
Since we've all been practicing a little bit of social distancing.
Yeah.
We are now. And so we wanted to bring to you how to install and how to use the Gammill microfill handles.
Yeah, so there's lots of great videos out there. We hope you're able to watch most of them or some of them. We're glad you're here joining us. And Corey, let's just get to it. Let's show them how to install these things and how to use them. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so real quick before we do that, I guess if you want to go ahead and make your way back there, I'll go and do my little spiel.
Okay.
Before we get started, always remember, of course, across all of our streaming platforms, that you'll want to follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, and then of course subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date whenever we post new videos or whenever we go live with you right now. So, Diana, you back at the machine?
I'm getting there.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to use those microfill handles.
All righty. So Corey's actually going to install them for us because he's the pro at this.
Boop, boop. Okay.
So you want to talk a little bit about what I'm going to put up in the picture?
Okay, so we're going to show you what comes in the package to start out with. So these are the microfill handles for a 18, 22, or 26-inch throat machine. They have that set, or they have a set for the 30-inch machine.
Correct,
So you get the handles that come in the package. You're going to get a
Allen wrench.
Allen wrench, there you go, thank you. You'll get 2 screws that have to be replaced from the screws that are already in the machine. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And then you get the little squiggly thread guide because you will have to have one of those when you switch out into these handles.
All right, Corey, let's show them how easy it is to change it out.
So I am going to sit down real quick and do this. Makes it a little easier. This machine's a little lower. Oh, sitting down on the job, that's what I do. So for the 18, 22, and 26-inch machines, you have 2 screws up in here. For a 30-inch machine, you only have 1. So that's where kind of these go. The 2 for the 18, 22, and 26 go here, or the 30-inch one goes here. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to loosen and take out the existing screws that are in the machine. So I'll take this one off, set it to the side, and I will take this one off and set it to the side as well.
And note, you want to keep these screws. Do not get rid of these screws. Put them in a little plastic baggie, label something on them however you want, but make sure you keep the screws because they are shorter than the ones that we're about to put in with the microfill handle. So if you take off your handles later, you're going to need to put the old screws back in.
Correct.
So you don't put the long screws back in if you take off the handles.
Yeah, just these shorter ones. So I'm going to take these handles and I'm going to place them up top. Now you want to be able to read the microfill writing, and you see how this kind of has this kind of cut out basically. That's going towards the machine because these handles actually swing out of the way and you want them to swing backwards, not forwards, because they get in your way that way. So I'm going to set these up and put the little screw in here and just kind of start one of these, and it's a little awkward on this machine so for this size, so you just kind of have to be ready for that, and it's okay if it takes you a couple tries. Another thing that's actually really nice to do, because you can see the machine is moving away from me, is to lock your horizontal and vertical channel locks. So Diana, if you'll do that for me, that way the machine doesn't go anywhere and I can get here. A lot easier to get that first screw in because I'm not having to fight the machine moving away from me.
Yeah.
So I will begin that one.
I love having the horizontal and vertical channel locks on the machine.
Yeah, they're great.
It's nice.
And then I will begin with this one as well. Now, one thing to note, there is a thread guide on some machines that is right behind here. You may have to loosen the screw that holds on that thread guide and push it back a little bit. So just note that. Because you don't want this grinding on that thread guide. There should be a little bit of a distance, little hairline distance in between those. So I'm coming in here, tighten these down, because you want this to stay nice and flat. You want to be able to move them and they not go anywhere. Now, we talked about having the squiggly thread guide on. That has to go right in this place where this existing thread guide is right now. So I'm going to take my flathead screwdriver and take this thread guide off. Set that thread guide to the side, and I'm going to make sure that I put the screw into this squiggly thread guide, grab my screwdriver again, and screw it into the machine. just like so. Just like that. Okay. And so with that now in there, we can thread this machine and we can see that we have the ability to use these microfill handles. And what this really gives us good work of is now that we're down here, basically closer to the fabric, you have a little bit more control on the machine, but you also have the ability to rest your arm on this bar here, your belly bar, and that helps you have a lot more control as opposed to your hands having to be up top.
Yeah, and we'll show them how to do that. So do you want to show them how they can reverse out of the way real quick? And
Yeah.
then we'll show them how to quilt
Once
them.
we're down here.
Yeah.
So there are knobs to loosen these handles so you can move them a lot easier. The factory standard should give you enough leeway to be able to push them out of the way, but you can loosen or tighten this as well. But these just push right back up, and I'll do this one as well, just so they're out of the way whenever you want to do that other free motion quilting with your hands up on the top of the machine.
Yeah, so it's really nice how they have that adjustable. So even if you're at a different angle that you want to quilt, you can put it at that angle and tighten it down.
Correct, yeah, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take our parts, so we make sure we want to keep these in a little baggie somewhere in a safe place, but I'll put those off to the side.
Alrighty.
And let's go ahead and take a look at quilting on this. So we have a quilt here, a little sample quilt. And let me go ahead and thread this machine for us real quick because I got the thread out of the way. So let's bring that down there. And just going through that thread guide. Trying to be able to keep all my hands free. And this is a little different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, so that way you can see the video.
Yep. So let me do this one real quick here. I'll pop these off real quick and do that. So I'll drop that there. And then while I'm doing this, Summer, do we have any questions from either one of our streaming platforms? No, I don't have any. Okay.
All right, no questions. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to type those in there and we'll get to them.
Yep. I've never had this much issues threading a machine. It's because I'm live, that's why. All right. There we go. Golly. All right. And then I'm going to place this through our new squiggly thread guide as well, just like that. And this has the ability, we have this one because this, otherwise with these microfill handles on front, that thread would be grinding on the back of this and be more susceptible to break. Ooh, look at that big word. So we'll thread our needle. And then I'm going to go ahead, get a little closer here. My channel locks are off, and I can pull up my thread, and we can see how these work. Tie that off, and then we'll start up the machine. And I've got my hands rested on the belly bar here, my arms rested on the belly bar, and that just gives me a lot more control of the machine. It's great for that micro work if I wanted to do anything like that. It also works really well with templates.
And I would say when you're in that feature, that let's put it into coast regulate.
Okay, so we'll stop that. Throw this into coast regulate. Bump up my speed a little bit.
There you go.
So just holding onto these. And I'm not having to you don't want to grip them where you're white knuckling or anything like that. But you just have a little bit more control because your arms are rested on your belly bar and you're not fighting as much with the machine. So just nice, easy control. And if I wanted to do this with a template per se, let's stop that. Let me grab a template. And I will come up into the center here. And I'm going to take this template, go right through, and I can hold it with either hand. I'm going to hold it with my left hand. And then I can take my machine with this microfill handle. I'm just going to push it around. But it's giving me nice, easy control of the machine, so I can use this template without any issues. Just like that.
And there you go.
Then I can come around, swing around it, and there's my little star. Just like so. And then whenever I'm done using these to where I just want to do it all hand-guided, just push those up out of the way and go back to it. Just like that.
That's fun. So other manufacturers probably have similar things, right?
Right. It's not just a Gammill. This set is just a Gammill specific microfill handle set. However, other manufacturers do have something similar. Hopefully, you might want to check into that because it's really nice to have that control.
Yeah.
As opposed to sitting up here, you're kind of wobbly a little bit,
Yeah.
but when you're down that close, you've got your arm just resting on that belly bar.
Yeah, especially if you have
Nice
a drafting
control.
chair. So if
Yeah.
you're in the drafting chair and you're sitting kind of eye level and holding, you can do so much.
Amazing
And I know we had a
control of the
question
machine.
about like how much they cost. They're $199, and so you can get those from your dealer.
Yep.
And Summers, any other questions?
No, it was just the cost.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, we just thought we would bring a quick, simple how to install the handles, how easy they are to use. Think about all the things that you can do. You're watching tons of videos right now, freehand videos out there on how to do different things. Imagine how something like, these type of tool will make it a lot easier for you.
Gives you just a lot of control of that machine, especially if you have a 30-inch throat.
Yeah.
Bringing that control right down to it
Yeah.
makes it a lot easier to move that machine for
It
you.
sure does. It sure does. Well, if you have any questions after the fact, please put them in the feed and we'll get to those answers.
For sure. All right. Well, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.